Welcome, parents, to teaching kids how to use apostrophes to make contractions. As in the sentence, she didn't know who sent the present. Begin by explaining to kids what a contraction is. Two words that join together with an apostrophe placed in the space the letter or letters were tossed out. The example shows this. The two words did and not join together and toss out the letter O, and an apostrophe is placed in O's space. So we're going to begin by having kids work on contractions that shorten the word not for are not, did not, does not, is not, was not, and has not. Put are and not together, toss out O, and we have the contraction aren't. Put did and not together, toss out O, and we have the contraction didn't. Put does and not together, toss out O, and we have the contraction doesn't. Put is and not together, toss out O, and we have the contraction isn't. Put was and not together, toss out O, and we have the contraction wasn't. Put has and not together, toss out O, and we have the contraction hasn't. Now work with kids to choose the correct contraction to replace the two words underlined in each sentence. For example, the first sentence, they are not scared. Which contraction in the word bank would replace are not? It would be aren't. Have kids write that in the blank. And these are the answers. The first sentence, the two words are and not, and the contraction is aren't. Then we have did and not, and the contraction is didn't. Does and not, doesn't. Is and not, isn't. Was and not, wasn't. And our last sentence, has and not, the contraction is hasn't. These are the three templates to make the contraction word mat to give kids further practice and used in the demonstration lesson. For each sentence and picture, kids will be expected to find the correct first word and second word of the contraction and then the contraction, and then read it in the sentence. Now that we've put our contraction not word mat together, we're ready for kids to use it. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. This is the section that will have a picture with a sentence. And we need to look at the underlined words that will make the contraction. Are not. Are is the first word. Not is the second word. And the contraction, when you put them together, will make aren't. So all of the pictures with sentences will be in this segment or this area. All the first words will be in here. This word will never change for this activity, so it just stays right there. The kids do not have to flip through. And there will be several contractions that these two words joined together will make. Okay, so let's look at our first one. They are not scared. Are is the first word, not is the second word, and aren't is the contraction for are not. Let's go to another one. Let's see what is here. Okay. He did not move quickly. Did. This is not the correct one, so we're going to look for the first word did. Our kids are going to look for the first word did. Was is not the correct. Oh, and there we have did. He did not move quickly. Did is the first word. Not is our second word. Did not. Aren't is not the correct contraction. So we're going to go through and see. Wasn't. No. Let's look at our next choice. Don't. No. Didn't. Let's check and make sure. He did not move quickly. Did is the first word. Not is the second word. Didn't. Let's try it in the sentence. He didn't move quickly. That works. Review again with children that a contraction is when two words join together, toss out one or two letters, and replace them with an apostrophe. Now we're going to have kids work on contractions that shorten the word is, as in it is, he is, she is, there is, that is, and here is. Practice with kids how to put it and is together. Toss out I and make the contraction its. Put he and is together. Toss out I and make the contraction he's. Put she and is together. Toss out the I and make the contraction she's. Put there and is together. Toss out the I and make the contraction theirs. Put that and is together. Toss out the I and make the contraction that's. And put here and is together. Toss out the I and make the contraction here's. Now work with kids to choose the correct contraction to replace the two words underlined in each sentence. For example, read the first sentence. It is a big red barn. Then ask kids what contraction in the word bank could replace the two words it is. If they need some help, that's fine. And with or without your help, whatever is needed, then have kids write its, capital I-T apostrophe S. And this is a completed example. It is, its, he is, he's, she is, she's, there is, theirs, that is, that's, and here is, here's. This is a template for kids to make contractions using the word is, and this is a template also used in the demonstration lesson. Okay, this is the activity that's working with the contractions using is. So right here we have he's. Then when we open it up, we can see the two words that make the contraction he's. He is. Let's look at another one. We have theirs. When we open it up, we see the two words that make the contraction. There is. And she's. She is. The way that kids make these are with the contraction cards. So there are several of these, and remember, everything that's shown in this video will be available to print, and the link will be in the description section. So these two words are it is. Now there's a line or a dotted line here. Kids, fold along that. Make sure it's down nicely, and then they can make the contraction. Apostrophe S. Use a pencil because felt pen will go through. So now we have our contraction its, and then when we open it up, we have the two words that make its. It is. Let's just try one more. We have he is. He is. We fold along the line. And then kids will make the contraction, apostrophe S. He's, and then it becomes he is. Our next set of contractions will shorten the word will, as in our example, he will becomes he'll. He will like camping, he'll like camping. It is important to point out to kids that two letters are tossed out, W and I. Now we are going to have kids work on contractions that shorten the word will, as in I will, you will, he will, she will, they will, and we will. Put I and will together, toss out the letters W and I, and make the contraction I'll. Put you and will together, toss out the letters W and I, and make the contraction you'll. Put he and will together, toss out W and I, and make the contraction he'll. Place she and will together, toss out W and I, and make the contraction she'll. Put they and will together, toss out the letters W and I, and make the contraction they'll. Put we and will together, toss out the letters W and I, and make the contraction we'll. Now with kids, choose the correct contraction from the word bank that will replace the two words in each sentence. Let's look at the first one. I will mow the lawn. I'll. I apostrophe LL is the correct answer. This is a completed practice page. I will, I'll, she will, she'll, you will, you'll, they will, they'll, he will, he'll, and we will. This is the template that will be used in the next demonstration. For this activity, we're going to start with two words and then put them together to make a contraction. All of the words that we work on in this section will have the word will. I have already cut out the rectangles with the words and began to fold them, so I won't have to take the time to do it in front of the camera. So we have I will. Then kids fold along the line and close it up, and we don't see the two words. Now they need to write the contraction. So on this side, they write one word, and over here they make the apostrophe and the ending of the other word. This one is different because two letters will be left out, the W and the I. So now we have I'll, and then when you open it up, we have the two words I will. Let's look at a second example. Again, remember, all examples in this section will have the word will. So here we have he will. Then we're going to close it up, or the kids are going to close it up. On this side, they will write he. And then on this side, they're going to put the apostrophe and L. So now it says he'll, and then they will open it up and have the two words that make that contraction. He will. We'll try one more. Again, this has the word will because that is the word we are working with. Close it up. And on this side, they have to write the first word, and that was she. Here they need to put the apostrophe L, she'll, and then they can open it up and see the two words that made that contraction. She will. For review, have kids fill in the two words that make the contraction. It is fine to offer them support. These are the answers. We have one more review. Practice page or mat. This is a mat similar to the one we did at the beginning, but it includes all of the words not, is, and will that we use to make contractions. This is our last activity for the evening, and it's optional. It's for kids who need extra practice or just want extra practice. It's like the word mat that we worked on before, but this one has all of the words, not, is, and will. So our first one is he will like camping. He is the first word we would need to find, which is here. Will is the second word we need to find, which is here. And the contraction for he will is he'll, and that is already done for us. We can look at one more. Let's take this one. I will mow the lawn. I is the first word. Will be the second word, and then we'll need the contraction. So we'll just flip through here. There is the word I, our first word. There is the word will, our second word, and then we need to find the contraction. Oh, and there it is, I'll. And let's try it in the sentence. I will mow the lawn, and with our contraction it would be I'll mow the lawn. So kids have practice for each of the words not, is, and will in this mat. This is a resource chart to use and refer to for all of the contractions that were taught today. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe. And as always, I will leave a link in the description section for all the templates that were used in this video.